I guess, to live to fight another day. But, I mean, this is really serious.
It certainly is. And I get the same kind of call from a friendly 9 years ago, and same sort of thing. But I had gotten used to it because over the years I had heard that sort of thing a number of times. And you know all the things I went through without repeating them. But the important thing is they're not going to give up. They're going after everybody because they don't know what else to do. They can't shut us down. And the truth is permeating the world. I just got off of Radio Tehran, Press TV. They call me all the time. They never ask me what I think of what's going on in Iran. But anyway, they call me frequently. And that goes all over the Middle East.
Yeah, I'm so busy. I'm not able to do it when they call me. They call me every week, and they always call when I'm on the air. But, you know, I do the Japanese, the Russian, the British. I do it all when I can, and it's good that you're getting the word out there. I don't think the globalists and their minions understand the genie's out of the bottle. I mean, that's not me just hoping. That's clear historical evidence. They've been discredited, and they could get rid of us today. It's not going away. People now get it, and I think this is a very good sign that they're getting so threatening.
Well, you're absolutely right, and now the next step for us is to reach an even greater audience throughout the world and overwhelm them with people who know what's going on. And that's so very, very important because that's really what we're doing here. And yes, we're going to get harassed, and so what? I mean, you've got a family, you're young, it's different from you sticking your neck out. Me, I get several years left, and that's probably the end of it. But that makes me go forward and be more acute in what I do and more effective, hopefully, and take some of the heat off other people.
Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose, Bob.
That's exactly right. And which song was that? I forget which one it was.
Bobby McGee.
Bobby McGee.
I believe that's the name of the song, isn't it? Bob, I wanted to get into some of the incredible developments. I see this, and Lou Dobbs tended to agree when he was on for 37 minutes with us in the first hour. That retransmission's coming up in about 45 minutes, folks, if you missed it, on the audio streams and the free podcast for your local stations that re-air it. But remember 3 years ago, 2008, October, the Republican and Democratic banker leaders came out and said, if you don't give us unlimited money, we're going to destroy the economy. It'll be a depression. Well, now Geithner has publicly stated, this is CNBC, Republicans will be to blame if U.S. defaults, Geithner. And he says if we don't increase taxes and keep the spending going, there'll be a default of the dollar. But every economist I talk to says that's what's already causing the default. China announcing they're going to cut even more of the treasuries they buy. Over 70% of the treasuries now being bought by the Federal Reserve itself, monetization. So what does this signify for him saying we're, quote, at the edge, and they will own responsibility for the miscalculation? So they're saying dollar default, total depression, if we don't just do whatever they say.
Exactly. And that's what Hank Paulson said, what you were referring to. If you don't do what we want, we'll bring the whole system down. And at the time, we were on the radio, and I said, take your best shot, because you're going down with us.
Yeah, it's time to call them. We can't give in anymore. I mean, it's time to say, okay, right, let's just do it. Come on.
No, we got to stand our ground, and it's going to be painful for a lot of people like me and you. But I'm not going to back off.
But it does again show the desperation now, the flouncing around.
They are telegraphing the fact that we're breathing down their neck, to quote Alex, and that's exactly what's happening. And they're terrified, but they're not going to let you know that. And, when we saw Brzezinski 3 years ago and then about a year and a half ago say, these people know what we're up to, they're getting the word out, you got to find a way to stop them, or something to that effect. Well,
the State Department came out 2 months ago and said the alternative media is killing us in the info war. They said the internet and other foreign news is destroying us. We have no credibility, and a bunch of other top globalists came out, and they are ringing the alarm in their inner councils.
Well, you're right. And, unless they pick us all up and incarcerate us, they're not going to stop us.
But wouldn't that, now that we've already gotten our message out, wouldn't that only supercharge our message?
Yes, it would, but I would rather reach as many people as possible without the supercharge. Not a lot of people can handle jail.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to be there, but, you know, some things are worth anything. And it's a good feeling, actually, to already be so committed and so far down the rat hole that there's no getting out of it, Bob. You know, I mean, that is really a good feeling, isn't it?
It certainly is. We've done what we've done, and we're in it. They're trapped, we're trapped, and it's a challenge all the way.
Toe-to-toe with the globalist. Make no mistake, folks. And, hey, it's a dangerous proposition. I welcome you to join us in destiny and honor because you're already in the system whether you decide to fight it or not. So why not go down swinging, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with Bob Chapman.
If you suffer from poor sleep, you need MyPillow. Guaranteed to be the most comfortable pillow you will ever own. Using a patented fill, MyPillow adjusts to your exact individual needs by gently supporting your head, shoulders, and neck. MyPillow has a natural built-in cooling effect, keeping your cervical nerves cool, giving you the best sleep of your life. MyPillow will never go flat and relieves snoring, migraines, sleep apnea, fibromyalgia, and many other disorders. It's antimicrobial, non-allergenic, dust mite resistant, and best of all, machine washable and dryable. MyPillow is made in the USA, has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau, comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and an industry-leading 10-year warranty. Order today at MyPillow.com or call 952-442-6199. That's 952-442-6199. Mention coupon code GCN and receive 20% off your order. What do you have to lose except poor sleep? MyPillow.com, the most comfortable pillow you will ever own, guaranteed.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. The real U.S. unemployment rate is now 22% and not 9% like what we are told by the mainstream media. The primary instinct of unemployed Americans is to go to college and seek a higher education. But all across America, students are graduating with hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and no jobs. Most college graduates are now admitting that they would have been better off getting a job at Walmart or McDonald's than having their lives destroyed by student loans. Our friends at the National Inflation Association are getting ready to release College Conspiracy, the world's most comprehensive documentary ever produced about America's college education system. To be among the first to see College Conspiracy, sign up for the free NIA newsletter today at www.inflation.us. NIA believes that college education is the largest scam in American history. College Conspiracy will expose the facts and truth about the education system here in the U.S. Sign up for free today at inflation.us to be among the first to see College Conspiracy.
Freedom, the blistering anti-globalist anthem from the rock band Ravelin.
Back in robes have their flexibility with the road.
Just one of 11 great songs from the album Under the Sun, available on iTunes and at Ravelin.com. Ravelyn, Ravelin.com.
Spring and a new growing season are here. Plan a healthy garden easy and fast with OrganicaSeed.com. Easy because OrganicaSeed.com offers one of the largest online selections of organic, heirloom, non-hybrid, and untreated seeds, as well as tobacco and cotton seeds at low prices. Go to OrganicaSeed.com, spelled ORGANICA, seed.com. OrganicaSeed.com. Remember, Organica Seed is healthy seed.
The U.S. economy is at a tipping point. 40 cents of every dollar the government spends is borrowed. The president of the Federal Reserve in Dallas was recently quoted saying, "This path will lead to insolvency, resulting in the collapse of our government and our economy. Our country can't function like this, and neither can your household. That's why you need to prepare, and priority one is your food supply. Fortunately, it's easy and affordable with the help of Ready Reserve Foods. Ready Reserve Foods has been a premier supplier of long-term storable foods for 37 years. Their unique process assures the highest quality, long-term food storage available with a 25-year shelf life. A full year supply of quality food for 2 people costs a fraction of what you pay at the grocery store. For a free, full-color catalog, call 800-453-2202. That's 800-453-2202. Or visit ReadyReserveFoods.com. Ready Reserve Foods, making preparedness simple since 1972.
By the way, we did a Google search term earlier in the week just to test it, Alex Jones, and it went to #1, the power of this audience. But we did 2 TSA search terms, and the first one was a little complex, 6-year-old groped. That didn't even show up on the charts, in the top 100. So we did TSA lies. Didn't show up anywhere yesterday. No doubt they're censoring that being in the top trends. Because we had, I don't know, more than 10 TSA top trends back in November and December. And now we've noticed we cannot put out a term against the TSA that will then become #1, and everybody goes to our articles and reads about what they're doing. We got them on the ropes. So go get the article the old-fashioned way. Outraged and disgusted, Congressman introduces legislation to bar TSA from groping children. It's by Steve Watson at prisonplanet.com. It just went up a few minutes ago, 30 minutes ago or so. I don't know if it's on Infowars.com yet, but if it isn't, we will get it up there on the site. Yes, it's up there. Outraged and disgusted, Congressman introduces legislation to bar TSA from groping children. Bob Chapman, I want to take a few calls with you when we come back, and then get, and I want you to stay with us, one of the founders of Federal Jack, Alternative Media, Patriot Organization, Liberty Organization, on with us, guerrilla media, really. Got the FBI visit today. But before we do that, other areas in the economy I haven't touched on or I haven't discussed. Is this a big deal to have China further trimming holdings of U.S. securities? Now we learned 2 months ago in February.
Well, the problem here is that if they trim, and the Japanese have to be sellers because of their financial problems to address their earthquake damage, then who is going to buy U.S. Treasuries? They're buying about 83% at the Fed Reserve right now. They might have to buy them all. And that would be devastating. But how can they do that if they don't have QE3 or something like it? So that tells you that they must have QE3. And that's what little Timmy Geithner is talking about. We must have it. You must let us do what we want.
And that causes a devaluation of the currency and will cause the hyperinflation that is a de facto slow kill default. So they're saying if you don't let us default, then we will default.
Precisely. And, you know, gold and silver, of course, will go up very, very large. But one of the big holders in gold is a fellow named George Soros.
Oh.
In fact, I'm watching Sky out of London right now, and they just had that on there. I was rather surprised.
No, I had seen that he's got untold hoards, just like Gaddafi. So he'll do quite nicely.
Well, that's if he is not brought to trial, and that's a whole other story, because we're going to win. And once we get there, we'll have to decide who the criminals are. I mean, you saw Congress, the Senate, Senate 11 said, hey, why doesn't anybody go to jail? Well, after being in Congress as long as he has, he knows why. The anointed ones and the Illuminati, they don't go to jail. And all the fines are paid by the companies to the SEC that goes in, and that money is used to work against the American people.
Yeah, the SEC shuts down all the legitimate mom and pops. I was looking at the $376 billion laundered in 2 years by Wachovia and Wells Fargo of drug money, running the aircraft, everything through Wachovia, and they paid $101 million fine. We did the math. That's 3.0%, or 0.3%. So that'd be like if I robbed $1 million and was coming out of the bank, loading it in a van, and the cops pull up and they say, Mr. Jones, you got to pay $3,000 of that million as a fine to us, but you can take the other $997,000 with you. I mean, that's what we're talking about here.
That's absolutely correct. And, I saw a fine of $550 million that was paid by Goldman Sachs for cheating and defrauding people during the mortgage problem. We'll just put it that way. And they stole $5 billion.